What's up there, boys and girls? Here we are. First video of the 2019 TFL. Got my boy Cap.
We're talking to you, Chris.
That's right. And girls. You got your boy Cap here. We got Naughty. We're going to break down the draft, how you guys all fucked up, especially Dylan, Luke, and Dean. And, of course, SK. And along with that, basically what we'll do is we'll do a little matchup, forecast, also kind of talk about your season, how shitty we think you're going to do, give our projections on who's going to win in terms of this week's matchups, and kind of go from there. So not overly prepared for this one. We're just going to roll right off the hip on this one. So speaking of the first matchup, on the books, we got myself, we got Dylan. Obviously, you've seen everybody's comments on the Survivor League. Fortunately, everybody's kind of siding with your boy right now. 16-point advantage. What you think? What you thought?
Dude, I think Dylan has good wide receivers, but Dylan, I think your running backs are too weak to beat Kevin this week, honestly. And that is the main reason why I went with Kevin in the Survivor League.
So what about
Mack is not a starter, and I mean he's by committee.
So the problem with Marlon Mack, like we always said, Indy, no injury luck, might play from behind, more passing, more Naheem Hines. We'll see how that breaks down. But yeah, I mean he's got Julio, he's got Tyreek, put you in the game.
Matt Breida is also not going to be the best.
Right,
back.
just because he's labeled as a starter, so it's still a Tevin Coleman show, so we'll see a little 1A, 1B thing there.
And then they got Jared McKinnon this year back.
Yeah, now I'll be honest with you. I think Dylan's team is, standard Dylan team, a nice 4-8 team, right there at the 8, 9, 10 spot. But I tell you what, Devin Singletary might pan out for him. Well, I think Buffalo's offense is pretty garbage. So I think they're throwing the ball a little bit. His pass section kind of back. That's a little bit of everything. So he might be a little waiting in the wind there, Dylan. So, but what about me, bro? What you think about my spot? I'm pretty happy with the Caps crew this year.
Hey, bro, I think Austin Eckler really helped as your flex guy.
That's it, bro. Fuck Melvin Gordon. Get him out of there. Let's go with the Chargers backfield. What about my boy Chris Carson? You think he's going to hold up for me or what?
No. I think at some point he will be hurt, but you're going to get a bunch of weeks.
Like Rashad Penny, right? So, hey, kind of like handcuffs, standalone
actually
deal.
might work better for you. I like Rashad Penny.
All right, bro. So we're going with Cap this week. Week
we're
one.
Going with Cap this
All right,
week.
I like it. All right, the next matchup I got is you and Butters. So right now, y'all are fucking exact solid on projections. 119.5 to 120. We'll talk about Butters' team first. So obviously, he's got Carson Wentz. My boy's so girly, 8th overall. A little shocker to people. But then he's got Kenyon Drake at that second running back spot.
I mean, I think Miami's offense is not very good.
It's shit water, Butters. It's shit water. I'm going to call it. He's being nice.
Drake is the better running back in Miami.
Agreed.
But, man, I just don't know. They're going to be playing from behind a lot. And Baltimore has pretty tough little defense you're playing against this week.
Yeah, I mean, outside, when I'm looking at his bench, I certainly think Tyler Lockett has a bunch of good upside. He's definitely has top 15 wide receiver upside. He's just the only guy in Seattle. But I will say that this should have been the year my boy Butters jumped off the James White wagon.
Dude, James White has just got too many mouths in that backfield.
Agreed.
Burkhead, Shoney Michel. I mean,
Damian Harris. It's gonna be too many. Feast or famine there. And
you're gonna end up. It's gonna be a lottery pick on who gets the rock that week.
Agreed. All right. So Naughty, let's talk about your squads. Obviously, we start with Saquon, home run hit there. You can't go wrong. And then Kerryon Johnson, brother. I like Kerryon. I certainly think he's gonna workhorse. That dude stays healthy. I think you're in there. Receiver-wise, Mike Evans, Robert Woods. I think Woods is the best receiver in LA personally. We got Tommy T leading the squad, O.J. Howard. I mean, no, we solid. Flex-wise right now, you got Royce Freeman in, but we got Galladay on the bench. I mean, what you think?
I was a little suspect on Galladay this week. He is playing Patrick Peterson, and Patrick Peterson is a machine.
I agree to that. But I think better days ahead for Kenny Galladay. I got him in several leagues. I know you do two lines with him and Kerryon, but they're the two best players on the offense. So
and I just didn't want to start him against probably the best corner in the NFL.
No, I agree. So, after looking at it, I'm going to be honest. I'm going with you. I'm going with Naught. I think Butters, I think you're starting at 0-1. Just don't foresee your boy James White doing well. And then Kenyon Drake against that Baltimore defense. Unless he scores a touchdown, I think he's like 6, 7, 8 points. So we're going with Naught. Next matchup, we're going to go with Alex against Dino. So right now, Alex Slightly ahead, 120.6 at Dino's 117.2. We'll start off with getting a little analyzation of Dino's team. So, obviously, what stands out is my boys being led by Lamar Jackson.
That's the first thing.
Lamar Jackson. So
That's
Dino,
the thing that jumps out.
definitely not what anybody expected out of you. But hey, you think he's going to zone lead you to death and pop 25 pass touchdowns? Who knows? You know.
I think it's a feast or famine thing, man. I really do. I think he's going to be a 5-point week guy and a 35-point guy the next week. I just don't think you're going to get consistent play out of him.
Yeah, I mean,
Miami's defense is a little weaker. They got rid of Kiko Alonso. They're not as strong. So maybe it is a good start this week. But from week to week, I think you need a week for a quarterback.
I agree on that. Lamar Jackson's certainly going to be a week-by-week basis. I do like the running backs, though, Dino, Nick Chubb. I certainly think, everybody's sucking David Montgomery's dick right now, so we'll see, how good he truly ends up being. And then, Diggs and Cup, nothing wrong with that. Kelsey, great pick. And you just got to work out your flex. Latavius Murray, does he have standalone value or not? To be determined. Certainly, if Kamara goes down, he's freaking top 10 material all day, every day. But you certainly want to predicate your flex on a potential injury. So other than that, the bench is a little weak.
I think
I don't know.
I think Murray is going to be a touchdown or bust guy.
Yeah, 100%. So what about Alex's team? My boy's got Deshaun Watson. I think he kind of might have reached on him a little bit early.
I do.
You got Leonard. He reached a little early on.
I think Alex's team's pretty good. I think ride Leonard Fournette for as long as you can, Alex. I actually took his backup for you. But at some point, Leonard Fournette's getting hurt, dude. I just don't think he can stay healthy a full season.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of been his trademark. And then, having Fournette and Dede, I'm never a huge fan of, two of the top players on the same team. But, you got Jordan Howard. We'll see what's going on with him. Who's that?
Dede.
He should. He should be a number one guy in Jacksonville. And
I think Thielen also is going to be good this year, but I don't think you're going to see Adam Thielen that you saw last season.
Yeah. So Alex definitely has something to work out in the flex, but other than that, week 1 he's looking good. So who you thinking in this one?
I'm gonna go with Alex.
I'm gonna go with Alex too. I'm gonna go with Alex on this one. Dino, I'm sorry. I'd like to say New Orleans defense going to hold Deshaun Watson down, but they might come in here. It might be a 42-35 game. Deshaun gets 4 touchdowns, so I think 30 points is certainly not out of the realm of possibility for him. And if Will Fuller's able to connect on the big,
led by his running backs this week, Cap. I really do.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I mean, Diggs, Thielen, they're pretty evenly matched. Even Dede and Cup's pretty evenly matched. I think it really comes down to the running backs.
I agree. All right, we're gonna roll with Alex. All right, so next matchup we got Vaginosaurus Rex versus NO Disqualified. All right, so we'll start with Casey Boy's team. Projections are pretty much dead even. Garrett slightly below by 0.7. So Casey's team got Prescott, some solid backs. He's got Kamara, he's got Ingram, he's got Derrick Henry. A little weaker receivers, DJ Moore, but I do like Tyler Boyd. So quick breakdown of Casey Boy's team.
I think Kamara is going to be a beast.
Well, no shit, no, y'all know that. Of course he's going to be a beast.
And I even think Ingram will do well.
I think he's going to do well too.
I'm a little suspect. They're awfully high on Derrick Henry, and I don't know. I think this is his year. He's got to prove himself this year.
Yeah, no, I think there's, he's right there in the same category as Leonard. Certainly the volume's there. Still have some touchdown dependency to work through. To where if he only ends up with 22 carries for 71 yards, it's still, 10 points, but it's not the true item that you'd want. So, Tennessee's line's really good. He should be the man. He killed the last 4 or 5 games of the season last year. We all know the potential's there. Won the Heisman. He's 6'4", 240 fucking pounds. So
he's a monster.
So he should make it happen. What about my boys' receivers, DJ Moore, Tyler Boyd? Can he sustain and ride them all the way through?
I think DJ Moore is just like Calvin Benjamin a couple years ago. He's 40, 50 yards a game, and he's touchdown dependent.
I gotcha. All right, well, let's talk about my boy Skrilla. So he ended up with Le'Veon and Dalvin Cook. Certainly can't go wrong there. Receiver-wise, Edelman, he's going to get his catches. Still same thing. Always perfect for that touchdown.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley. And then Josh Jacobs, man, I like him a lot. So 3 solid running backs, all averaging 17-plus points, and then Big Ben at QB. So what's your thoughts on Skrilla?
Dude, I like Skrilla's team. I think Jacobs, I still want to see what he's going to do. They're high on him. He's a rookie. And then I'm also not as high on Ridley as everybody else.
Yeah.
I still think Julio Jones gets the majority of the targets.
Yeah, I mean, the
in
thing
that
about Ridley is just like at what point does he like completely surpass Sanu in that number 2 pecking order and like
So he had a
solidify
big season
himself
last
as the
year.
1B option, in case people are blanking and doubling Julio, what have you. So, the talent's there was a first-round pick. But yeah, dude, I do like Skrilla's team. I got Big Ben in another league. I think Big Ben, they just, they always got to throw the ball. They always got to throw the ball. They got a lot of talented weapons on the outside. So, I don't know, man. This thing's pretty gridlock. What you think on this one?
I'm going to go with Skrilla.
I hate to say it, dude. I think I'm going to go with Skrilla, too.
Honestly, and the only reason I think I'm going to go with Skrilla is I think Skrilla gets better tight end play and maybe a touch better play out of his quarterback.
I hear you. All right, Skrilla. Got both of us on that one. All right, next one we're going to go to Chuck versus SJ. So Chuck, pretty, favored by 2 more points, 122 to about 120. So we'll talk about SJ's team first. My boy got Zeke, obviously the contract extension. So
Made him feel good yesterday morning.
extremely helped you out, despite AB and all the bullshit going on in Oakland. That could end up fucking you, SJ, but we'll see. So he's got Devontae Freeman, he's got Tevin Coleman, he's got a few guys that those were SJ's guys. He took a feel on. He's got Drew. So
I think
what's your
Allen
thoughts?
Robinson will do. I think he's going to have a good game tonight. I really do.
Yeah, I like Allen Robinson too. I know Green Bay's been trying to beef up their secondary over the course of the past 2 years here in the draft. Tons of first-round picks in the secondary.
Still don't think that.
But Allen Robinson, I agree. I think he's a good talent. I think he's way past that ACL tear 2 years ago. I think he's primed for an up-and-coming season. So we will see, to be determined, with Tevin Coleman and San Fran's offense.
And I think Drew has a big night on Monday night.
I agree on that one. I think 28.1 for Drew is certainly realistic, and he should be able to get that
I think he
easily.
surpasses it, Kev.
So what about my boy Chuck? So you got Matt Ryan, he's got McCaffrey. I guess maybe the only people kind of questions. What about Sony Michel, Aaron Jones? What's your thoughts on those guys?
For season-wise, I like him. I think Matt Ryan has a tough matchup this week. Minnesota does have a pretty strong defense. And I think McCaffrey has a really tough matchup in the Rams defense.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. Still to be determined on what's going to happen with Jarvis Landry. I know everybody's been high on Chris Godwin in the offseason, talking about how Tampa's going to throw the ball over the park. So we'll see what Godwin can do. And we'll see what Aaron Jones can do. I think he's going to, same thing. If he don't pop a touchdown tonight, I think it might be tough sledding against that Bears front. But we shall see. So who you liking in this one, bro?
Man, I'm going to have to go with SK, even with AB.
I can't do it. I got to go with Chuck on this one. I mean, I know he's still got AB in the projections. If he's not in, certainly that fades in Chuck's favor. But Chuck, I'm gonna go with you.
I'm only going with you because of the quarterback play.
Chuck, I don't know. Some of your teams gonna do something big. So I don't know if it's Sonny Michel has 2 touchdowns and 120 on the ground. But somebody's gonna do something good. So last matchup we'll go to. So we got the Jabronis and them boys. That's good. So roll through them boys real quick. Baker Mayfield, Damian Williams, Darius Geis, obviously good receivers. What's your thoughts on them boys? Is my boy making it back to new shit this year?
No.
No.
I think his
Yay, Luke! Yay! You heard it here first.
His wide receivers are strong, but I don't think they can make up for what his running backs are not going to do.
Yeah, I mean, Damian Williams and LaShawn McCoy coming in there. Everybody's hiring Darwin Thompson. To be determined on workload, right? They talk about Andy Reid always likes one guy, but he also worked with Shady in the past. The reason they brought him in there, certainly didn't bring him in there to just ride a pond. So we'll see on Damian Williams and Darius Geis too. Same thing, right? Chris Thompson, AP, sure, long-term looking. Same thing like you got Kareem Hunt,
Yeah,
right?
I do think that
shall
they're
see.
going to get some touches. Like, they might not take them all, but some of that pie is being eaten.
I agree. And what about the Jabronis? What about my boy Chris?
I tell you what, man, my boy Chris didn't go wide receiver heavy per the norm.
He did?
And his team actually looks better for it.
I agree. I mean, like I said, for where he got Patty Mahomes at in the 3rd round, I believe. I mean, that's late in the 3rd round, right? On the turn, coming back to him. I mean, that's a good score on Patrick Mahomes, obviously, and then Joe Mixon, right? What's going to happen with Cincy's O-line? Are they worth the shit? They lost, who's my boy from Alabama, the tackle, Jonah Williams. They lost for the season, so.
And then D-Hop.
And then, well, D-Hop's D-Hop. I mean, he's as consistent as they get, but really it's Miles Sanders, right? What's he going to do? How many touches is he going to steal from Jordan Howard? And touchdowns alone. So, who'd you got in this one, bro?
I'm going to go with the Jambronis.
You got to go with the Jabronis. Luke, I'm sorry, we're going to start 0-1. We're going to get this one to Chris. So look, that's the projections. I know it took a little bit longer than expected. So, lastly, before we go, who's your front runner to win it this year, no?
Going with myself.
Well, I'm going to go myself, and we're all going to beat all y'all motherfuckers. So we'll see you on tonight. If y'all want to come over here, holler at the cap, and we're watching the game. Otherwise, catch you next week.